4 times yesterday and twice this morning. It's his phone bill.
I think you should do something. He sounded very agitated.
Sarah, my Uncle George is agitated by nature. He should have been born a rattle. He also fancies himself as a peacemaker. One day he's got to learn that my section of the family uses olive branches to clout each other.
He said there was trouble and it was about your father.
So what? I haven't seen my father for 6 years. I'm a self-appointed orphan. We communicate by banker's order. Mine.
That's pretty callous.
I'd rather be callous than hypocritical. My father and I are both solicitors. All we have in common is a certificate from the Law Society. And we've even got different views as to what that means.
As you wish, David. But what am I going to do if this uncle phones again and says he needs help?
I'll tell him to use the facts and not some romantic tribal guff dug up from his memory. When my father's practice fell apart for the third and last time, I spent 6 months sweeping up the bits and keeping him out of Carey Street. All that got me was a reputation for interference and a checkbook that still shows the bruises, so don't talk to me about help. If my father needs any, I think he knows how to use a telephone. Just.
Honour thy father and thy mother.
Oh, I do, but from a calculated distance. My mother's up there somewhere, watching him and worrying. Still too frightened to argue when a stiff neck and 10 people's share of intolerance get him into trouble.
Sarah, can you come out? There's some woman in Peter's office getting very upset, named Mrs. Elliot. Sorry, David.
Who's she from?
The Gowling Association.
Gowling? I never sent anyone before.
Now, you mustn't get upset, Mrs. Elliot. Just tell us about it. Please stop crying. We'll do all we can.
If there's anything we can do. I don't think it's a legal problem at all.
The association sent me. They said you'd give me legal aid.
It doesn't apply. You haven't been charged with anything or committed an offence.
I need legal aid, that's what they said.
The association meant legal advice, Mrs. Elliot. It's a bit different, but you needn't worry about that. Now, we'll fill in a pink form, and then we can advise you on any legal problems you might have.
30 shillings worth.
Or as much as you need. Now, what's it about?
I've already told him.
Tell me.
Well, my husband's left me. I don't know where he is. And I'm on national assistance. It's the building society. They want the house back.
There are 3 children, 2 under 5.
The association sent a visitor because of the assistance, and they sent me to you because you'd know what to do.
The only person who can help you legally in this is the husband who deserted you.
But he's gone. It's been 6 months. And they've already taken a lot of the furniture away.
Now, you just drink your tea, Mrs. Elliot. I'd like to see you for a minute, Peter. Come out of the superior trance. I want you to get that woman out of trouble.
Oh, for God's sake, why? Government pays us 30 bob for a pink form. It takes 5 quid's worth of bookkeeping to collect it. You've said it yourself, all these cases are a waste of time. Besides, there's nothing we can do on this one.
There might be, once you start to listen.
There's not a chance. Look, David, it happens all the time. The breadwinner disappears with a spare shirt and some dolly, leaving the wife and kids destitute. It's not a legal problem.
It's a splendid stiff collar you're wearing, Peter. Just don't nod quickly, you might lose an ear. Now, you look like a solicitor, so try and act like one. There's an element called goodwill. The Gowling Association sent this woman. Lord Watson's the chairman. So, why pick us?
You tell me.
He runs about 17 companies, which dish out a lot of legal work, and he likes his solicitors to chip in on his reputation for charity and good works.
You had me confused for a moment then. I thought you developed an altruistic motive.
You sound like my father. Either or, nothing in between. And if I get altruistic, I'm paying for it.
It sounds like an order.
It is. There could be a string of cases like this, and you'll process them like unprofitable sausages, but you'll do it well.
While you impress Lord Watson and the counting houses of the mighty on my work.
That's the system.
Once or twice, yes, then we'll see. I mean to say this for some time, David. I don't mind my share of the humdrum, but I'll need a much, much bigger incentive if it's going to keep up.
Such as?
A partnership, or the prospect of one.
Bit early. Bit greedy.
Then I move somewhere else.
That's the system, too.
It wouldn't be very bright to apply it in my case.
You mean you'll take clients with you? Not a chance.
I signed a covenant not to set up shop near you, but only for 12 months. 12 months isn't very long.
Long enough. And the day you're good enough to poach clients from me is the day I don't deserve to be in business. And if you're as good as you think you are, Mrs. Elliot's your chance to prove it.
I'm glad you came out. That poor woman.
Why?
Well, it's obvious.
Well, one side of it is. What about Mr. Elliot? What made him close the front door for the last time? Prospect of another 15 years, paying off the mortgage, finding new shoes for the kids, watching the price of a pint when it was his round, looking in the mirror every time he shaved and wondering whatever happened to the springtime.
Me wondering why you always know more than I give you credit for.
Part of the business. What do you want?
Your father telephoned. He didn't want to speak to you. He just said, I would like your principal to act professionally for me on a matter of some urgency. Would he call on me at the earliest opportunity?
There's a message with a fine parental glow of fondness about it.
Well, at least he telephoned.
Gritting his teeth.
I've brought the diary.
Yes, you would. You've been talking to Uncle George. I don't want it and I don't like it. Right, make an appointment. Get Pris or somebody to book hotels. We'll drive. Your car. At least I can do some work on the way.
When?
Look, you're the one with the diary and the charitable instincts. You sort it out.
They addressed the letter from the Building Society to my husband.
Legally, it's his house.
I worked for 8 years, though, when we were first married. I helped pay for it.
Did you have a joint account? A savings account in both your names, even the post office?
No, my husband looked after all that.
Did you have a box or anything in which you both put money? It could count in law.
No, he looked after things.
Well, you may be able to claim part possession of the house, but can you pay off the arrears?
Well, you know I can't.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Elliot. This seems like a perfectly valid possession order for the house which you now occupy. On the nose, 6 months after the first default. Have you been in arrears before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Sydney, did you ask the police to try and trace your husband?
Yes, when I started opening the letters they sent.
There are thousands of desertions a year. Don't count on the police too much, especially as he isn't a criminal. All it needs is a new set of cards.
I wouldn't have gone to the police at all if it hadn't been for the other money.
What other money?
On the house, he took out a second mortgage. They gave him £700 when he left. That's what the other letter said.
Makes sense. House worth about £4,000. Regular payments on it over 12 years. No reason why they wouldn't give him $700 on a second mortgage.
Why should he? We didn't argue. I didn't do anything wrong.
What other debts are there?
Only the hire purchase on the three-piece suite. Well, that doesn't matter now because they've taken it away. 2 men came with a van on Saturday.
Do you have any savings?
I don't know.
What do you live on?
National assistance, we get £9.5 a week, and the family allowance.
Have you tried getting a job?
Yes, but I had to leave the children shut up all day, and somebody heard them crying, and they sent the welfare round, and they sent me to you. You won't let them put me out, will you?
We'll see what we can do.
Come back tomorrow, will you? Make an appointment at reception. Would you be better off doing crossword puzzles?
One down. How to find food, light, heat, clothes and rates for yourself and 3 children on £9.5 a week.
Oh, for God's sake, Sidney, don't you start. One Dr. Schweitz is enough. He's driving off on some family pilgrimage tomorrow.
Thank you. Will I meet your father?
Oh, yes, I'll need a referee.
You're supposed to be helping you.
If you'll let me. Professionally, he's solid bone. It's not his fault, really. He was a long time in the Army legal department, where they read the commas instead of the words. And by temperament, the old man's still a bit nostalgic for the days when you could blow mutineers from the mouths of cannon.
Now, that's not fair. If he was in the Army, you can't have seen much of him.
Influenced by remote control, keeping up appearances. The whole faded, bloody awful, middle-class, professional gentility. Where the wallpaper matches the gravy and you always owe the grocer. And thank God for scholarships and a fast turn of foot.
What sort of trouble is he in?
Could be anything. You took the message. He went broke because you can't run a practice with King's regulations. That's all cleared up. He's had a staff job for 5 years now with a supermarket chain. Rushes around the magistrates' courts prosecuting little old ladies for shoplifting.
Let's hope it's them. You're good with little old ladies. And not so old. How is Mrs. Semple?
In America, I hope. Says here in your piggy Bible...
It's not a piggy Bible, it's a gastronomic guide.
Well, whatever. Says the hotel we're staying at has an eclectic wine list which is conscientious without being cloying.
I'll tell you what that meant.
Including some impressive vintage champagnes.
Don't change the subject. Will Mrs. Semple be in America for long?
I don't know. Anyway, it's history now. And history is made up of what were once current affairs.
Don't be smug.
Yes, Professor. We should be there in half an hour. Every time I look at that skyline, I can taste stale seed cake.
Why didn't you tell us about this?
I don't understand all the papers. I just know when there's no food in the cupboard.
You use national assistance money to put down a deposit for a credit clump.
They know us. We've always paid.
Now, for £2, you got £20 worth of what?
Bedding, mostly. I kept some and I sold the rest. I got £6. I had to. There was no coal and they'd stopped leaving the milk.
Who guaranteed this credit?
There was a space for my husband to sign, as usual.
And?
I wrote his name.
That's forgery.
Whatever you do, Mrs. Elliot, try to keep up the payments.
Why, I can't if I haven't got the money.
Because then it's fraud as well, and you can go to prison for it.
I didn't know, and there was no milk. I didn't know what to do.
Don't tell anybody about it, and try. You must try to pay them something. If it's only 5 shillings a week, then they'll leave you alone.
That's hardly legal advice, Sidney.
Perhaps not, but it's practical, and I know a bit more about tally clubs than you do.
Mr. Elvin, may I introduce you?
I'm Joe Elvin, your father's boss. He catches thieves for me.
Oh, prosecutes them anyway. How'd you do?
Catches thieves, Mr. Maine, that's what I'm employing for. Puts them where they belong, in prison. Well, do you know much about supermarkets or warehousing?
Not very much. I do eat.
Well, now's your chance to learn. I started with 2 backstreet shops. Now look at that lot. Biggest in the area. 37 supermarkets, 2 cash and carries, 4 bulk warehouses. And do you know how? Because I make every inch of space earn its living. My profit margin's too thin to let shoplifters take a slice.
Well, there's insurance against theft, normal business risk.
Oh, aye, if you feel soft about it. I don't. I worked for what I got, and I worked too damned hard to let shoplifters steal it from me.
I agree, but I don't think there's as much dishonesty as all that.
Oh, then you're kidding yourself, aren't you? In the last year, I've sacked and prosecuted 4 managers for fiddling. 1 got off, the rest are behind bars. 2 guard dogs have been shot at my warehouse. Yes, Mr. Men, shot. We've got electric fences now with big notices. And if thieves end up in hospital, well, that's their lookout, isn't it? You ask your father. You can't learn the facts of life in a London office, you know. Don't be too long in here, man. I've got a meeting in 20 minutes.
Takes it personally, doesn't he?
Not really. He has firm beliefs, but so have I. His father was bankrupted by petty thieves, and too much credit extended to work-shy customers. Elvin is quite justified in his attitude. Anything stolen comes directly from his own pocket.
Well, yours, by the sound of it.
I share his attitude, yes. It's my duty to do so. Then you and I have always differed on what constitutes duty.
You asked to see me. Let's talk business first. We can argue afterwards.
Very well. We're buying the freehold of these 4 shops, and my conveyancing is a little rusty.
Your conveyancing's non-existent. You haven't done any for 30 years. Is this all? And you dragged me all the way up here? Hell, I got to send a managing clerk.
Knowing you, I thought I'd better give you a sound commercial motive first.
If that's what you call it. What else?
Information.
An opinion, you mean?
Not an opinion. I'm quite experienced enough to provide that for myself. It's about the Law Society. I'm not in London often, the odd function now and again. I read the Gazette, of course, but I'm a little out of touch.
Well, I don't exactly wear out the doorstep at Chancery Lane myself.
But you talk to people. I'll come to the point. There's been a certain amount of comment on my methods of prosecuting, from one solicitor in particular. These comments are now beginning to verge on the slanderous. I intend to report her conduct to the Law Society.
Who's the solicitor?
Miss Janet Harrison. A spinster with nothing else better to do. She's defending a woman named McLaren in a case I intend to prosecute on Thursday.
I shall need to know the methods she's complaining about.
What?
Look, you want to know if you've got a case, don't you?
Of course I've got a case. No one has ever questioned my efficiency. When I prosecute them, they're guilty.
It's hardly the greatest cause in the world. Old-age pensioners knocking off tins of milk.
They're still criminals.
Not till they're convicted. You were talking about method.
Right. A central register of all known and suspected shoplifters, with photographs, fingerprints, and descriptions.
Oh, when they're charged, you mean, or just suspected? And you fingerprint them?
Oh, yes, in all cases. Standard forms of search. Instructions to count goods held against money carried by a suspect. A list of specific police officers to be contacted. Good chaps. They know our routine.
You tell a customer you need his consent before you search him?
After they've signed the form, yes.
And what's this about forcible restraint?
Only if it's necessary.
If the manager uses it, he'd better be right.
Of course, he always is.
You search everybody in front of a witness?
Yes.
Some of these witness forms are already signed. By you.
That's in case the manager's off duty or at lunch or something. Quite a few of these people pick lunchtime to steal.
These people? They're citizens, you know, with rights.
I'm aware of that, but I have 37 supermarkets whose managers are not lawyers. I've had to drill them in standard forms of statement to be obtained from shoplifters. The managers know that they must get a statement in the form laid down, then get a signature and conviction's automatic.
Is this what the complaints are about from this Harrison woman?
Yes, and only the other day someone in my club was talking about it. I am determined to stop her.
You can't. She's justified.
Rubbish.
I don't believe this. I don't believe a word of it. Look, it's not the army, you know. If the CO tells you to jug somebody, you can do just that, legally most of the time, but not here. It's basic. And Elvid's not your CO. Now, go back to the beginning. In one word, what's the law for? That word is protection.
Precisely, and that is why I will not be slandered.
Well, slander's the least of your worries. What you have in this file constitutes nothing more or less than a standing frame-up.
You're talking absolute nonsense. I don't believe you.
What you have just told me is the perfect prosecution case for conspiracy. Conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. If this comes to the knowledge of either the police or the Law Society, you will probably go to prison, and you will most certainly be struck off.
Bad.
Oh, Father's set up a one-man gestapo, and he doesn't even know it. So concerned about enforcing the law, he's forgotten you have to use the right methods. You could go to prison. Been asking for it for years. Why should I care?
He is your father.
It's an honorary title. There's no emotion involved.
David.
He's an honest man. Misguided, yes, but honest. Couldn't see what's wrong. Still doesn't.
If there's no emotion, why are you so worried?
2 reasons. If they sling my solicitor father into the pokey, it won't do my practice any good. Second-generation jailbird is what they'll say.
Typical. It's not human, but it's typical. What's the second reason?
I was sitting here trying to remember when I was 16, when I signed on for the law. If and how much I believed in it. How much I still do. Or is it just another office job with a lot of loot for solving problems? How many first principles have I forgotten?
Quite a few. Some deliberately, and some justifiably.
Now I've got to take sides. Spin the coin. I can't. No right, no wrong. My version of the law.
As always.
My view from the chair. The hard way. All mine. I wrecked a marriage because of it. I looked at my father today and wondered, who will I be in 20 years' time? I know I use the law. Do I still believe in it?
Don't worry. Use your wits.
Again, as always.
There's another small problem.
Wheel it in, form a queue.
There's been a nonsense about the hotel booking. We have a double room.
Well, each or between us?
Not each.
Had to happen sometime.
I suppose so. You can't trust temporary secretaries.
I may give her a bonus.
Or I will. As you say, it had to happen.
So let's make it happen well. When the dice come up sevens, don't argue. Cash the chips. From the chat I've read about this caravanserai, you do a good line in vintage champagne. Would you ice 2 bottles of Dom Perignon and send them up to...
175. Why 2?
breakfast?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mrs. Elliot. I had to take the last appointment.
Is it all right?
Not really.
Peter.
They're very sympathetic, but they can't help. The building society has to look after its depositors' money.
Can't the assistants do anything?
I've spoken to the assistance people. If you were in a rented place, they could help you with the rent. They're not allowed to help with mortgage repayments. Interest, yes, not repayment.
Mr. Bormer, I don't want to leave. I can't give up the house. I can't find anywhere to live, not with 3 children.
The building society know that. They can't let you stay there for nothing. There's still about £2,000 less owing on the house.
Did you speak to them about my sister?
They said they'd consider it, but don't get too hopeful. They're not happy about giving mortgages to single women.
Oh, she's in a good job.
She earns £16 a week. She's a woman and single, and with that sort of income, not a good mortgage risk. I still think the only person who can help you in this is your husband.
But he's gone. Nobody knows where he is.
He's not in a union, so there's no help there. I made a phone call to his hometown, but it's not a police matter. I'm sorry, Mrs. Elliot. I'll have a word with the welfare people again tomorrow, but don't count on anything. You're going to be turned out. It's raining. If you'll wait outside a few minutes, I'll drive you home.
I don't want to be any trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble. I'm going that way.
I know why David lumbered me with this one. Deflation, pure and simple. The law's helpless, and we all know it.
That shouldn't stop us from trying.
It doesn't. But it doesn't buy us anything.
Knowledge, perhaps? A bit of sympathy?
It sounds like a week's good cause, Sidney.
I see from the penguin outfit that you're dining with another client tonight.
Oh, somebody's got to. You've got your Florence Nightingale hat on. David's swanning off God knows where, being the dutiful son. Neither of these keeps our clients happy. Some of them like a social life. Pour the wine, listen to their troubles. Stifle the yawns. David's turned into a divorce robot, so it's got to be me.
Very conscientious. Only hope is on behalf of the right practice.
It's good coffee.
It's good everything. Glad I invented it.
So am I. Not unless you want a short chorus to fly me to the moon.
Later.
You're very well organized. I'm impressed.
Organized? Well, I don't think so. Just happens.
That's good. I thought you'd been practicing.
No, don't think so.
And what about Mrs. Semple?
You mean how or why?
How, for a start?
Not like this.
Good. Then why?
Rebound, I suppose. From Julia. Bouncing from day to day. Wet Sunday afternoons, all the unread papers. Some vanity. And besides, I fancied a short burst of being a sex maniac.
And what went wrong?
Nothing. Ships that meet in the night. And then she started kidding herself we got the same destination. For God's sake, she even bought me a pair of slippers. I've never owned a pair of slippers in my life. And I know your next question. Why this?
All right, why this? Sometimes you get too bloody clever.
Because you know me. You never buy slippers. You know what I have to offer, and all its limitations.
And love?
I'm not sure I know what the word means. Liking, affection, respect, trust, tenderness even. Love. People use the word too much. Coinage is debased, Flower. But you're welcome to my share of the small change. Come in. This is my assistant, Miss Sarah Courtney, who's about to take a long bath. Sarah, this is my father.
How do you do, Mr. Maine?
Jealousy will get you nowhere. Besides, I'm free, white, divorced, and a long way past 18.
Your private life has ceased to concern me for a long time, I'm happy to say.
You didn't have much choice in the matter.
I've been thinking very carefully about my methods of prosecution. I disagree with you, but I would be interested in learning your reasons.
You're disobeying the law on right of search. You're usurping prerogatives which properly belong to the police. You're guilty of false imprisonment, and your statements are obtained in flagrant violation of the judge's rules. If your instructions were verbal, it would be bad enough, but you had to write it all down. If this Miss Harrison is a solicitor who knows what she's up to, and she's really after your skin, she'll have it nailed on the wall 10 minutes after the trial.
The opposing solicitor will be somebody called Edward Maine. Now, his job is to prosecute people for shoplifting, and I think he's a bit of a bully.
He was the man who told them to let me out after they had me locked up.
You know him, then. Now, you're not to be frightened of him. You tell me you're innocent of this charge, and I believe you. Now, let's go through some of the details again.
I've been up here for a month visiting a friend who's not well. I don't usually shop for two people, and Dorothy is so fussy, and I'm so frightened of buying the wrong thing.
That was why you had 2 carrier bags.
Yes.
And the contention is that you paid for the contents of 1 carrier bag.
Oh, yes, I did. But I had already bought some things somewhere else, and this was when they started shouting at me.
Where did they start shouting?
Oh, it was so embarrassing. I'd gone out of the shop, and a man ran after me.
Did he ask you to come back into the shop?
No, he pulled my arm. And then they took me into this little room, and they made some shop girl search me.
Did they ask you first?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't remember. I was so upset.
And how many people were there when they went through your shopping bags?
Just the man who ran after me.
And can you remember what he said?
I'm not sure. It was something like, "It's no good crying, missus. You're nicked."
Miss McLaren, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Mr. Elvin, you've got enough calculations there to make a couple of atom bombs. Do you think you could listen to me for a minute?
We'll talk to your father about it. I've got nothing else to say.
I want you to drop the McLaren case.
No, Mr. Maine, I can't.
If you don't, there could be serious trouble.
And if I do, I might just well put a notice in the window of every one of my shops saying, "Come in, help yourself, it's all free."
If you don't, you might not have any people coming into your shops.
That's where you're wrong. Look, I can't drop this charge, and I won't, because if I do, it makes rubbish of the decent, ordinary people who come into my shops. The honest people who take stuff off my shelves and pay for it, and I'm not penalising them.
There's no reason why you should. But if you keep on with your present system of obtaining prosecutions, you could be guilty of conspiracy. Conspiracy to pervert the course of justice.
Well, they're the big legal words. I don't understand them, and I don't have to. I've got a solicitor who looks after that, your father. That's his job. Now, like any other in this business, I don't employ shop managers and then count the takings myself, and it's the same with the law.
And in this case, the law's being pushed. It's wrong.
The same rules apply. I am not dropping this case. If your father loses it and there's any trouble, then he's not doing his job properly, and he's no use to me, so he is out. Good day, Mr. Maine.
What's that, Sidney? Still from Danish Blue?
Pharaoh, some shoplifter that David sent down.
No, not another petty small time. That bloody Mrs. Elliot should have been here half an hour ago.
I don't know. This one's got prints and everything. David wants a full check and it's urgent, underlined.
God help this year's profits figures. I'd prefer it if you were on time for appointments, Mrs. Elliot.
Sorry, there was a
We're
queue
very
at the
busy.
assistant.
You should have come here first.
Well, it's 1 and 6 on the bus, and I needed the money for the fare. I've had this letter.
I don't think there's anything we can do. You have to be out of your house by the end of the week.
I've got nowhere to go. What am I going to do with the furniture and the pans and things?
I'll get on to the association. They should have a list of rented accommodation.
I've been to them. They say it's going to take a long time. You just can't get anywhere to live with 3 children.
It's none of my business, Peter, but this might be worth a phone call from you.
Why me?
Back in a minute.
I will try again. Why me?
The old intangibles, Peter. The voice, the accent, the authority, not some helpless, sniveling woman.
I can't con accommodation out of them if it isn't there.
You can try.
If you say so. What are the chances? We'll get in touch with the association, Mrs. Elliot, see what we can do. If I were you, I'd get along to the town hall.
I can't go into a hostel. I won't. I knew somebody went in there. Their baby died.
You've got to go somewhere, Mrs. Elliot. And the one thing that we can do nothing about is that you are not entitled to remain in your present house after Friday.
I invite you, your worships, to treat the prosecution's case with the scorn and even contempt it deserves. I submit that the methods used to obtain the evidence presented are in flagrant disregard of the principles of natural justice. You have seen how my client, the defendant, a lady, and I'm not ashamed of using the old-fashioned word, of some gentility and breeding, has been subjected to the coarsest methods of intimidation and coercion. The law states that one reasonable doubt is sufficient to acquit a defendant. And in this particular case, the sum total of doubts must aggregate into utter disbelief.
Agnes McLaren, we are dismissing the case against you. Your solicitor is to be congratulated on a very clear exposition of circumstances and the law. This bench shares her distaste for the circumstances in which evidence has been obtained. Note has been taken of this for the future. Mr. Edward Maine, this bench considers that the methods we've heard described in court today call for the strongest censure. You will convey this censure to those persons responsible for your instructions. We must now consider what our duty is in putting a stop to your form of conduct.
This will take us 15 minutes. Your father's out. Finished.
So he lost. Whose fault is that?
His. He wasn't good enough at his job.
Oh, no. He may not be a very good lawyer, but you're not a very good employer either.
That doesn't make any difference. What about this lot?
You asked for that.
Gestapo supermarket's front page, chapter and verse.
Which paper? There are 2.
The one we don't advertise in.
Then fire your ad agency and start taking space now.
And tell the paper to shut up.
Oh, no. They'll get the message. If you tell them to shut up, that's infringing press freedom. If the ad manager tells them to lay off, that's sound commercial practice.
Send your bill in for the advice. I'll take it.
You'll also give my father his job back.
No, don't blame me for trying, but in this business you make mistakes once, and that is it. Out.
You'll still give him his job back. You don't have any choice.
Don't tell me how to run a business.
I wouldn't try. I'm telling you about the law. Charges can be brought against both of you for conspiracy. If you fire him, you're admitting there's something wrong. You're handing out a guilty verdict on a plate.
I've only got your word for that, if it happens.
It'll happen, all right, unless I can stop it.
Now who's interfering with the course of justice?
Me, and for good purpose, and I don't mean my father.
They told me you were a bit of a cutthroat.
I am, but I need very, very good reasons, and you're giving them to me. You're as culpable as my father, and he's the one under the hammer.
Ah, well, that's his fault. His lookout.
Not if I can help it. Stop wearing a high collar, Mr. Elvin. Your throat could be next.
Yes, David, he's here. He's using his steamroller voice. I'd keep out of his way if I were you.
Hello, David. Yes, fine. I got the photo. No trouble. Stuff's in the post now. Yes, of course I expressed it. What? Oh, wait a minute. I do know him. He'd be chief superintendent now, Griffin. No, not police college. Worked his way up. Retiring in about 2 years from now, I think. Give him my regards. All right, David. Bye now. See you soon.
Sometimes I think this whole office is an imaginary excerpt from an old cowboy film.
1 down, 2 to go.
I would prefer to go to the police in person.
Walk straight into a poverty-stricken old age when you come out of prison.
As far as I can see, there's no alternative. I'm not going to sit quiet and wait for someone to knock on the door to tell me that proceedings are being taken against me for conspiracy.
You could gamble, take the risk.
That's the sort of advice I prefer not to accept.
In the same way you and your honest nutcase boss refused to drop charges against the McLaren woman.
I must do what I think is right.
What I'd like you to do is postpone this sudden attack of morality for about 24 hours.
No.
A day can't make that much difference, Mr. Maine. I'll ring down for some coffee.
Just remember, we're not wearing human sacrifices this year. I'll phone you tonight.
He really is a very good lawyer. It won't hurt to let him handle it for a day.
I am aware of my son's virtues, Miss Courtney, as well as a great many of his faults. And your own position is, to say the least, ambiguous.
Since you've chosen to be offensive, I'll join. If you won't let him help you when he's got far more worthwhile things to do, you're even more stupid than he's led me to believe. Now, shall we both apologize and wait for the coffee?
Thank you. Good of you to see me, Miss Harrison.
Curiosity. I've heard about you. I wanted to see if you were anything like your father.
Oh, in bits. Obstinacy, for instance.
Pig-headedness. What can I do for you?
You have a London address for your innocent Miss McLaren.
Yes, but I'm not giving it to you, though.
No, I didn't ask for it. But I'd like you to get your secretary to telephone, try and speak to her.
Why should I?
You said you were curious.
Peggy, will you get me Miss McLaren? Number's in the file.
You were very good yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
Graceful, I mean.
Thank you again. There's a nasty toughening quality about the law if you're a woman and a spinster. But I'm not turning into a battle axe if I can help it.
I could see that. That's why I'm here.
I can't believe you're Edward Maine's son at all. You can't possibly belong to that pompous, bone-skulled old garlighter. Yes? What? Oh, thank you. They've never heard of Miss McLaren at that address.
They're not likely to. Her real name's McCoy. She's known as Lavender in the trade. She's got a yard-long list of convictions, and she conned you. She's a professional shoplifter.
Oh. Well, I don't think that changes anything.
I agree.
What?
You've a trained mind paid to act for a defendant. If you secure acquittal when in law guilt exists, there are perfectly adequate safeguards.
And do you intend to invoke those safeguards?
No. I'm not worried about some shoplifter. I'm worried about my father. I could appeal, but if I did, I'd lose before the divisional court anyway.
And elsewhere. I'm worried about your father, too. That's why I intend to ask for a Law Society investigation.
Do you really think that's worth the train fare or the noise?
Yes, I think so.
Why?
Because the methods are wrong.
I don't like the methods either. There won't be a next time.
That's all I want.
And you'll get it.
Pity. It's the first time I'd ever written to the Law Society. I felt like a 10-year-old doing a composition.
I know the feeling. Chewing the pen. If they ever prize you loose from this cubbyhole, come and work with me.
Sounds like a busy day. Yes, David, I've got that. 24 platonic roses for Miss Harrison. What the hell are platonic roses? All right, I'll ask the flower shop. Yes, I'll ring your father's boss, Mr. Elvin, and ask him to be in the bar downstairs at 7 prompt. What? And your father at 7:05? Sounds like a railway timetable with everybody drinking their heads off. What about me? What? What do you mean, turn your head?
Chief Superintendent Griffin?
That's right.
I'm David Main.
Pleased to meet you. I had Sidney Boomer on the phone for 20 minutes this afternoon.
Yeah, I asked him to do that.
So he said. It sounds serious.
Conspiracy always is.
You're being very open about it.
So was the magistrate.
Has Elvin hired you to defend him?
Not yet. How could he? Nobody's brought any charges. If they do, he'll fight and use a lot of money to do it.
I've been up against expensive London counsel before.
We all have. One small thing. My father's involved as well. He's a solicitor, and lawyers have a habit of sticking together.
That doesn't bother me either.
I didn't expect it to.
You're a bit cool, aren't you?
We've both been this route a few times, Chief. It works. I know I'd sooner have a 10-minute chat than a 4-week trial. Both Elvin and my father are honest men. Wrong, outdated, but honest. And that's why we're both here.
I've heard what happened in court. I may have to bring charges.
May. There's the odd thing you should know first. The acquitted woman was a professional shoplifter. There's a record. 15 years of it.
And we didn't bother when she messed up the fingerprints. Which makes us look a bit stupid, doesn't it? No homework.
Not really. Every police force is overworked. Why have convulsions over every petty amateur theft?
You should make your mind up which side you're on.
No one's. Now try this. Standard list of 5 policemen to be contacted automatically when a shoplifter's caught. Them or nobody.
Beats going out and finding villains and looks good on the record. Idle bastards. Any...
Oh, come off it. You know my father.
Yes. All right. No charges.
I didn't ask for that.
You're not in a bloody position to ask for it. Sorry, that was daft. You wouldn't anyway. We'd better keep this quiet.
Very quiet. Just the two of us.
That would suit me. Go on.
We both want Elvin's system changed. It's illegal. If he thinks you might pinch him, he'll change it.
Where does that leave your father? I heard he'd been sacked.
If Elvin doesn't reinstate my father, he'll be landed with a cast-iron admission of guilt. And he'll see that. Elvin isn't stupid. Besides, he'll need a solicitor to change the system. Well, we'll both be here in a minute.
I see what Sidney Boomer meant. Pleasure to do business with you, Mr. Main. I like nice, peaceful endings, where everyone gets what they want, especially me.
Good evening, Mr. Elvin. You know Chief Superintendent Griffin?
Oh, aye.
I've asked my father to come along as your staff solicitor. It'd be wise to buy the chief a drink and talk about the weather till your solicitor arrives. It could get a bit legal.
You're not giving me orders.
Not orders, Joe. Advice. That's his trade. And he's good at it.
A gentleman will be joining those two I've just left. He'll take a large sherry. Very, very, very dry. You know it? Normal people use it on fish and chips. But it's traditional with him, so will you serve it, put it on my bill, and tell him goodbye. Thanks.
It needn't be for a long time, Mrs. Elliot. It could be only a month or so.
I asked them that. I wouldn't mind a month. They can't promise.
They'll do what they can.
I don't want my children taken away.
I'll let you keep your baby. The other two will be looked after.
I've seen the place. They showed it to me. It's like a prison.
It's standard practice, Mrs. Elliot. If they put the two older children into one hostel and you into another, it's for the best. You can all be looked after better.
I don't want to be looked after. I want my children.
We've got to be practical. What about the furniture?
Neighbour said he'll put some of it in his coal house. He's going to help me move it.
Take things one at a time. Tomorrow you have to get out of your house, store your furniture, move into the hostel. We'll get the welfare to keep on trying to find your husband.
I can't. I won't.
Settled?
I think. I hope.
We could drive back tonight if you like. I don't mind.
Don't you?
Well, yes, I do.
Good. So put your conscience away. There's nothing urgent at the office.
Mrs. Elliot?
Sydney's watching that.
We can drive back early anyway. Then back to routine. It's going to take time getting used to. Mistress as well as secretary.
Mistress? That's a fine old-fashioned word for you.
It was for your benefit. You're older than I am. When I was at school, we used to say that a mistress was the difference between a master and a mattress.
I've heard about your sort of girls' schools. Mädchen in uniform. And don't worry about office routine. It'll adjust itself.
I'm not worried for me. For you, perhaps. You like things clear, so I'll make a statement. I'm not Mrs. Semple. So shall we just take this for what it is?
Small and private springtime. A movable feast, if and when you want it. You can list me in the diary between your buck-toothed aristocrats. I'll buy you champagne in the dog days after Ascot ends, before Henley begins.
Idiot, I didn't mean that.
No, I know what you meant, love. No chapel bells, no destinations. Just this. So what do we do now? We have dinner before? After? Or both?
Hello? Findon speaking. Who's that? Hold the line, will you? Sydney. Just a minute, please. It's about Mrs. Elliot.
Hello, yes? When did this happen? I see. Will you start at the beginning, please?
Mrs. David. Panic? Mrs. Elliot.
Thank you for letting us know. Yes, I have the details. Mrs. Elliot went to see the doctor yesterday, said she hadn't been sleeping. Got some pills, put the children with a neighbor, then went home and took the lot.
Is she dead?
Critical. A neighbor went in with a cup of tea and found her.
Chances?
50-50.
There wasn't anything we could do.
They got possession of the house today. Mrs. Elliot and the baby in one hostel, the other two children in another.
Give me the Gowling Association. I want Lord Watson.
What good will that do?
Hell, I don't know. Get the association to buy the house, rent it to Mrs. Elliot so she can get the payments off the assistants, anything.
Welfare is one thing. The law's another.
Yeah, that's what Lord Watson thinks, and that's where somebody's got to tell him he's wrong. I used to think one couldn't exist without the other. Now I'm sure.
It always has. It always will. I've seen it.
Is it worth a try?
Oh, yes. If it only gives Lord Watson something to think about the next time he picks up a fork at a Mansion House dinner.
I asked you to get me Lord Watson.
What if Mrs. Elliot dies?
Then it'll be because nobody who knew enough gave a damn. Including me.